You can't see them.
So all we need to know is what's on here.
Just what's on there.
So it mustn't be using this.
So if you kind of follow along, you see that huge wall sitting right there in the center. That's your interventricular septum. The white stringy guys here, the chordae tendineae, they're going to anchor into the papillary muscle. That's the smooth surface you see here. It's a smooth muscle because you can't control it. Right? That opens and closes. You have no control over it. You can see the valve, which is sitting here. The papillary, these chordae tendineae, they anchor the valve and also into the muscle. So there's the portion, that's the region that's going to be the valve that you see right here. This is a good cut. Did you guys cut that? Was already cut?
Already cut.
They cut one over there. Okay. On this side, it'll be the exact same. So everything on this side will be the right side. Everything over here will be left. So if you come up high, you know it's going to be right atrium. If you come down low, this huge space here is going to be right ventricle. And up here will be, all you really have to do is look for the valve. Remember, the valves separate the atria from the ventricles. So if it's above the valve, it's an atria. If it's below the valve, it's a ventricle. Right? Kind of use the actual valve itself as a border to go between the atria and the ventricle. So anything above that would be atria, anything below it would be a ventricle. So here's your valve here. So this would be the ventricle. Any space down here, anything above that would be the atria.
Will this be the aortic valve right here and there? Yeah.
Yep, right in there. That's a good job.
And then the pulmonary would be in there. Right?
You got it. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's a good job.
Cool.
But remember, go after those chambers. Be certain you can identify the chambers. Remember, atria's up top, ventricles up bottom. One of the other common things.
The valve is always going to be like between these two, remember?
And it's taking the returning.
How about in that anterior view on the front page? Could you guys identify those items?
Flip the page back. We can touch that.
Now, is that anterior or posterior view?
Anterior.
Right. How do you know?
The aorta.
Right, got it. Right. So see the aorta guy? See how it's going up, trying to go to the back? It wants to go up, make the aortic arch, and go around the back of the heart. Note it also has that whiter color. All right. So if you look over here, you've got the right atrium, and you have the anterior interventricular sulcus. You can see how defined that sulcus is. So everything sitting right here is your right atrium. Right. Now, most commonly missed question on the exam: we'll take this right atrium, find the sulcus, and stick the pen right there below it. Most common answer is right ventricle.
Right.
Remember, from this particular
It's only going to be in the
it has
back.
to be the left ventricle. That's the most frequently missed question on the
That's the ventricle.
because they'll assume from the model I learned right atrium, right ventricle, and if they stick the pen right there in that actual sulcus, be certain you know it's in the anterior view, so you call it the anterior interventricular sulcus. The posterior is in the back. When you're looking for the pulmonary trunk, it depends on how they ripped it out of the animal. Sometimes it's not high enough. If it is, note first, it'll be a little bit darker. Right? Remember, it's carrying a
Is this the big one?
blood.
The bigger one, right?
Go back to the you don't have a good one. It's not there. It's been cut.
What are these?
So note there are two of them. Anytime it's going to be two, there should be pulmonary veins. Think back to your model. You had two coming back. So if you also turn that around, anytime when you see two, they are pulmonary veins. They run in pairs. If you go and put the models up, but there's two sides where they actually come back in. So anytime you see doublets, those are pulmonary veins. The pulmonary trunk would be about just as high as the aorta if it wasn't cut. Remember, it's going to be coming somewhere about the middle there, so it was actually cut. All you really have to do, if you see the aorta, about half a centimeter behind it will be the pulmonary trunk, but it'll be a little darker. About half a centimeter behind it, but it should be a little bit darker. Oh, you don't have one right there. Turn it over so you can find that other sulcus for you. All right. This side, you got your posterior interventricular sulcus. That's right over here. But you got to come way out to the left side to get it. Most people will assume it's the one sitting in the center, but that's not it. They don't
one
even
is
label
it?
that one.
The one is
All right, they got to come all the way over to the left, right there. See how they come all the way over? And up under here, all of this should be right ventricle. Because you got to go to the back to get the right ventricle.
Wow.
That's pretty good heart.
Thanks for the clarity.
Once you go over it a couple times, you know, it's not that hard. You got all
Thanks for the clarity, bro. We needed that.
I was missing it out.
On that pulmonary trunks, we definitely needed that. And those two pulmonary
over
veins.
here, remember that's all you want is that side right there. We're gonna give you the exact side. So that left side will always be right, and that side will be left. We won't try to transpose it. It will confuse you.
And you said we don't have to write semilunar. We can just do pulmonary valve and our aortic
And
valve.
aortic valve. Okay.
Some Some people misspell semilunar.
This one, yeah, it was.
Okay.
And it is used in the field. Pulmonary.